Hey, tribe. I am here, Shia from Austin, and I thought I would share with you in real time what it's like to start a twin flame experience. Oh my God. I've already been through some of this experience already in the past, and I also had a fake twin flame, and there's this whole thing about what a twin flame is and what a soulmate is and what the difference is and all that. And I'm not going to go into that right now. I just wanted to, because I'll be talking about it from time to time since I'm in one. So I am just started connecting with someone. And, I noticed right away the intensity of it. And, sometimes a new relationship energy can be intense, and especially if it's a twin flame experience, because that's kind of what you do for each other, is you're meant to awaken each other and even trigger each other big time. It's meant to bring about healing of your wounds, and it's not an easy path, but it's something that a lot of us have experienced and continue to experience, because it's part of evolution. And I'm all about evolution. So here I am. It was very interesting. It was kind of like a dream come true and then a nightmare, like a week later. So that's how it can go. And there's a lot of chasing and going away and coming back together and coming apart and integrating and like growing and then coming together again and needing space from the intensity at times and all that. It tends to be, there tends to be a lot of classic like trauma type experiences with it that might involve a third party or betrayal. I know betrayal and abandonment were coming up big time for me as themes. And so I had a dark night of the soul experience yesterday, because he pulled the rug out from under me on multiple things that we had planned and just kind of stopped it in its tracks. And that's what happens when one or both parties go into fear or withdrawal, or it gets too intense and they back out or run away or whatever. And then it can leave the other one hanging. And that's what happened to me, and it felt awful. Yeah, talk about feeling betrayed and abandoned, right? It's not a good feeling. And so I was really having to process that, and I, kind of going, I can't believe I'm experiencing this right now. Like, I thought that this was going to be a really positive experience, and then, wasn't very impressed with how he handled himself in this situation. It didn't feel kind or in integrity and, all that. But at any rate, the point is that, I was having to process this because it was tragic. And I was up half the night and, really doing some soul searching and prayers and channeling information and all that I do as a spiritual person. And, realize that, oh my God, this is a twin flame experience. That explains everything. And that's why it's so intense and so triggering. And it's because we come from the same kind of energy. When you're a twin flame with someone, it's like you're cut from the same cloth. And it's almost like being with your higher self, who's not going to let you off the hook and who keeps you accountable. And it can be very triggering to be with having a mirror, held up to your face all the time, so that you can learn self-love on a deeper level and transform and activate and all that good stuff. And it can be done consciously and it can be done unconsciously. So that's why I'm really hoping and looking forward to doing it in a conscious way, because you can grow by leaps and bounds really fast. Like we did the first 48 hours that we were together, there was a lot of healings that happened, because we're both got such great therapy skills that we were able to hold space for one another. And that's it at its best, I think, because you almost end up becoming each other's therapist if you're going to be consciously going through it. And then there was that unconscious moment that happened yesterday, and it was like, oh, do I really want to be connected to somebody who's going to do that to me? So, yeah. So then once I realized though that, oh, this is a twin flame experience, it's like, oh, no wonder. Here's the first, big triggering moment. And, I was able to just take back my power and, you know, forget about being connected to him, or, for now at least, because, he's overwhelmed by it, and isn't, I guess, quite as further along spiritually and so forth, so he's got some work to do. But at any rate, I just thought I would say, oh my God, here we go. It's quite a roller coaster ride, and of course our choices determine a lot of it. And I'm just glad I made it out the other side, because that was a huge, like, initiation I just went through, and it was quite quick because it happened overnight, and I was up at the early hours in the morning going through this, and then that's when Spirit let me know what was going on, and that this is a twin flame thing. And I was like, oh, no wonder. And then I was able to look at it with different eyes, because I was like, oh yeah, and then of course this is what happens. There's this triggering and then coming together and going apart and all that, like I mentioned. And I'm just glad that I hit bottom already on that already, within, I guess, less than 24 hours, I was already rising up in as a phoenix from it, and figured it out, and getting context, and just moving on with my life, because I have a lot to do. I just arrived in Austin a month ago, and I'm going to be moving to my next place next week. So I've got plenty to do, and am actually recovering from just being exhausted from the move. So I need to put a lot of energy into myself, and happy to do that. Anyway, just wanted you to know, because a lot of you will relate to it. And, I have quite a lot of experience with this already, so it should go a lot smoother this time. If he is going to participate, he will eventually. But at any rate, or not, it doesn't really matter. I'm not attached. But it is, I guess, it does provide an opportunity to grow a lot, because you do provide a lot for each other that way. There's quite a lot of gifts you can give to each other, especially if done consciously. So, what else was I going to say? Yeah, I think that's it for now.